Hi, this is Nicholas, aka Dr. Volox. Welcome on my new channel about building guitars, a channel made by an amateur for the amateurs. Well, amateur, I've built more than 10 guitars in less than 2 years, but I'm still an amateur, but I've learned a few tricks that I'm here to share with you. And you get that with a lovely French accent, that's a double win. So subscribe, I'm here to stay. So for this second episode, it's not a real tutorial yet, but we're gonna go deeper. If you haven't seen the first episode, link is in the description below. I'm gonna build a guitar based on the Rickenbacker 4000. So it's gonna be all about neck through body. The funny thing is that this guitar was one of my first order from a very good friend of mine, but he's an artist, a musician, so he has no money. So he never had the money for me just to buy the basic parts. But more than a year later, I said, okay, fuck it, I'm making the guitar anyway. So Steven, if you watch the video, you can start to sell some drugs, do something, you know, to pay me. You will hear the music of Steven and his band, the Tortilla Flat, in the video, and I put the link in the description below. Okay, let's start. Rickenbacker made some guitars in the 70s based on their famous bass. But they were entry-level guitars with bolt-on necks. And I don't like bolt-on necks. To start, I need to cut, joint and plane my wood. For that, I use the big jointer planer of my dad. I filmed nothing at the time because I didn't know I will start a YouTube channel. Don't worry, you can start building guitar without a big jointer planer. You can buy pre-cut wood. It's a neck-through body design. The body is made of two parts that are glued on each side of the neck. I cut the body parts as close as possible from my line. And I saved the two big leftovers. You will understand why later. The timber is ash. I glue the two half bodies on my template. To do that, I use the superglue and masking tape trick. Masking tape on each side and superglue in between. I use my homemade routing table with a bearing flush trim router bit. You can use a normal router as well. Be very cautious with those tools. It's really easy to make a finger smoothie. You must go with the wood grain as well. Too bad I didn't film when I made that stupid mistake. For a client who pay full price, I will make a new part. But my wood and my dad jointer are 300 kilometers away. My friend has a very good deal, almost a giveaway, so I'm gonna do a repair. I use the leftover from the cut to have a matching grain. I impale the necrosis tissues. I draw my part, cut it and shape it. A few adjustments. For the part to not slide when I glue, I use a toothstick. It's not perfect, but that took me almost 3 hours. And anyway, the stain will be very dark on that part of the guitar. Let's do the neck. I do a scarf joint between the neck and the head. I made a little animation to explain what's going on. That's the neck blank side. I make a cut at 10 degrees. Now I have the neck on the head. The head is too thick. Neck thickness is 25 millimeters. And the head needs to be 10. Now I can glue the head by flipping it. It's a very short explanation, but I will do a full episode on that matter. The machine heads need to be lower than the fretboard so the strings can set well on the nut. That's why the head is angled. I mark the neck center line . On the truss rod placement. I do its routing 9mm deep, 6mm width. And I finish with chisel. Access for the Allen key. I put little masking tape roll to avoid the truss rod to vibrate. You can use silicone as well, or you can do nothing. I do the neck outline with the same technique again. Masking tape, superglue tricks, template, and router with a flashing bit. I add 2 ears on each side of the head to finish it. Now the fretboard. I bought a board with pre-cut frets, but I have to add the radius. I use a homemade radius jig, but you can do it with just a radius sanding block. It just requires more elbow grease. I did my 3 first guitars like that. I will do, of course, a tutorial about building this jig. After gluing the fretboard at my template, I trim it and route it. To save some time on the neck shaping, I use my router. For that, I glue the neck on my bench with superglue and masking tape. Then I use my router on a jig to remove the excess wood. Always take your time with a router. Do several passes. Don't try to remove too much. I can glue the fretboard to the neck. I drill 2mm holes in the fret slots and I use tooth sticks so the fretboards will not slide. The neck is 25mm thick and the body is 35. So I need to add a 10mm board. Now I can shape the neck. I use a faceting technique that my good friend Sean McGuire teach me to shape the rails on a surfboard. He's a very talented shaper. Japanese rasp are aces for this job. Thanks Crimson Guitar for this tip. For the last part of the carving, I use 80 grit sandpaper and a foam block. For the machine head's holes, I use a drilling guide because I don't have a pillar drill. Also I've clamped the board on the other side of the head, so there will be no tear out. For the side dots, I use again toothsticks. For the fretting, now I have a press, but I did my first 8 guitars with just that fretting hammer. A bit of planing before gluing for good joints. I can glue my body sides to the neck, and that's where the 2 leftovers from the body cut enter in action. Without them, clamping will not be that easy. Trust me, I learned this the hard way. think neck through body is a very nice construction technique for beginners. No neck pocket to root. The neck is always straight with the body. And if you plan to have no neck break angle, it's really a simple construction. Well, that's all. Sorry, I didn't know where we'll end that episode when I was filming, so I didn't do any beauty shot. So instead I give you the picture of a lovely kitten. Well, that's gonna boost my channel. Thanks for watching, don't forget to subscribe, have a good day, and don't forget to rock and roll!